And clavicle kind of indicates the top of the rib cage. It's attached in there.
Hey, how the hell is it going? It is Rich. Welcome back to the studio. Today we're going to be going over torso anatomy, the differences between the male and female anatomy. Hey, if you enjoy this kind of content, anime, comic book, anatomy, and quick tutorials, go and subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, and like this video if you learned something. So what I'm doing here is I'm starting off with the pillow method. Now, if you've been a subscriber, you know I use the pillow method, and it's basically the proportions of a typical pillow, not your My Pillow, not the cube pillow, but a normal friggin' pillow. That's basically the proportions for the human torso. And if you look at a pillow, kind of balls up in the corner sometimes, and that would basically be the ball sockets for the legs entering the pelvis and the shoulders. So that's what I do to quickly get started. And I've been doing this a long time, and this is perfect for me and my knowledge base. And if you don't have that knowledge base, this might not be the right place for you to start, but this is how I do it. I'm going to break it down further. So I got the pecs, I got the abs, and it all kind of plugs in. The bottom of that pillow is going to be the pelvis.
So these would actually be the thighs. Up here is the love handle. That's plugging into the legs. Yeah. So the biggest difference between men and women torsos is men have more ribs, and women have less ribs, and then they have boobs. So it makes their torsos look even shorter, and looks like male torsos are longer. But yeah, so let's cover that. So you got the pecs. And if I had the head up here, roughly 2 heads down, is the nipple line, or it's gonna be the nipple line. And then 3 heads down or so is about the belly button. 4 heads would be the bottom of the pelvis about. And then the arms line up with the bottom of the pelvis if they're going straight down. And then you would have the hands like that. So that's just some quick sketching anatomy. Let me grab my pen and I will do some, let's break it down. So you got the rib cage, right? It's actually kind of more narrow at the top and broader down there. And this is for male anatomy. For women, this rib cage is going to be shorter, and you'll see that in a little bit. So you got balls of your shoulder, you got the clavicle here. And the clavicle is kind of a fun shape. I actually really like drawing the clavicle and the neck and how all that intersects right there. I actually probably put way too much detail than I should, but it's something that I really enjoy drawing. So, but anyway, you got these ribs here, and you typically would not see them detailed because of all the muscles layered over. You got this pelvis. I'm trying to remember the exact pelvic shape. Of course the spine's back there. Spine is back there somewhere. You got this pelvic shape, and you got the big thigh bone plugs in right there, and it's actually angled like that. So it comes out. It's actually like this L shape, and then it goes like that. These kneecaps just kind of sitting like that. It's a very odd shape if I remember right, like that. Oh, that was off camera. So you got a little shape like that and that. But anyway, let's focus on the torso. And then you have the muscles over it. Let's cover Hopefully this one shows up good. Yeah. So you got the pecs. The pecs are the chest muscles. And going into the shoulders. So depending on the posture and the pose, the shoulder might kind of be in front and slightly overlapping the pec, or it could be going back slightly behind it. Walking, you might get this alternating thing. So like one arm swings forward, so you're gonna have this arm swinging forward and this arm going back. So we got the pecs. The abs are basically the same shape, but they're going down the body. And the further down they go, the smaller they get. The thinner and longer they get. So it's almost like a triangle shape going down the body. Then off to the side, you got this love handle. You got some, I forget what they're called. They're basically like the exterior abs. Abductors or something like that. Not too familiar. And then all this area is just kind of blah. Not a whole lot going on there. So let's go into female torso and some of the differences going on there. So I got a Fabriano sketchbook with dotted paper, and I love the dotted paper because it kind of gives me a grid I can use or not use, because it's not, it's dotted. It's like you can pretend it's not there, or it is there, and it totally helps you out with making straight lines and lining things up. So let's do this. Shoulders here. Difference with the pillow for women is that it's going to pinch in a little more in the middle. It's going to give you that hourglass kind of shape. And the hips, this is all depending on the body type you want to draw, but so if you're drawing for comic books or anime, typically want the big hips. So the shoulders are going to be skinnier than the hips. The hips will generally come out further. And they come out actually probably the furthest just below the groin. The legs will appear to go all the way up there. And I learned a lot about drawing women from Michael Turner. He just draws the prettiest women, for sure. He gives them actually super long legs. He uses like a 10 head tall method, and it can look absolutely insane sometimes. But damn, just always mind-blowing. I tend to make the neck skinnier. I just make my women less muscular than my men, more feminine. So, skinnier necks, less muscle detail, a little more of an hourglass. I should bring that down further. All right. And then let's do some pink. All right. Shorter rib cage. Still got the same general shape. Rib cage. The rib cage tends to narrow at the top and broaden out there. Still in that thing. And then the women's pelvis has this shape going on, as opposed to where it has that V shape there. Female version does not have that. I'm trying to remember how exactly that bone plugs in there. Yeah. Women's thighs definitely go out more like that. Spine, shoulder ball, clavicle. And clavicle kind of indicates the top of the rib cage. It's attached in there by all the muscles and everything else. Tying it in nice and tight. Probably make that closer there. Got that. And for muscles, the pecs are basically the same. The pecs are the same, going up there, and then you have the ab muscles there at the bottom of the rib cage. Love handles. The exterior ab muscles. Yeah. So, let's go and grab this. So it's important to know with the pecs, and I'm going to emphasize the boobs because that's like the biggest difference between the two anatomies. So it kind of goes down, matching the pecs, and then you want it like that. There's some easy hacks and tips for drawing breasts. Like there's the upside down heart method, where it's just like a heart. I kind of rushed it, but yeah. So you got the upside down heart. And that's basically, you know, the boobies, and then there you go. Got your figure. But it's not always, you know, that simple. So it's worth it to study and know your anatomy. And go around my contours. That's what I do for the hips. I give them the hips, and then right here, I have it kind of, there's a dip right there like that. Have it come back out for the hips. Have a dip in and then I go back out just a little bit, pull it back in. Big thighs. So that's my style. So got your balls of the shoulder, neck. Boom. And that's the differences between male and female anatomy. Alright, so let's go into profile stuff. Looking at the body from a profile. So we start with my head. And for men, so we were drawing like a Batman type of character. I always have it go up, including the traps. And it's a real basic shape like that. It's kind of rounded and at an angle. Maybe shoulder. Yeah. Do it pretty quick. like that. I can do it real quick now. I've done a lot of practicing, so I've been drawing a long time. So from the shoulder, you have the elbow lining up with basically the bottom of the rib cage, and then the wrist lines up with the groin, bottom of the groin. You got your hand. Like that. Pretty simple for guys. Butt sticks out. Yep. Very simple. So let me do it again for you. Circle for the head. Split that head in half. And from the bottom of the circle, you're going to angle it. And that's how you get the front of the face. Back of the head's kind of rectangular. And then you have, I do another one just straight across the neck, like that. You're gonna have it just like a box. Have these ribs, shoulder ball. Abs, remember it's basically another head. Right there for the abs. Head down's the nipple line, right? You got the abs there. Pelvis, love handle. And that's basically another head. Not exactly, but basically. And then from the... So there's your pelvis. And love handle from the profile basically slides right into the thigh and that big thigh muscle, and then here's another thigh muscle here. All right, let's go over the pecs and geez, whatever that one is called, lats, pecs. I was real excited I remembered that. Lats and pecs, abs. There's that big upper one. Then you got the six-pack going on here. There's where the shoulder would plug in. You got all kinds of back muscles there. The most important thing to remember is that shoulder blade. You'll probably have, I'm drawing real small now, but you're gonna have shoulder blade kind of shaped like that. So it's not going to be totally smooth shape. It's kind of what it's going to look like if it's bigger, more detailed. And depending on how big, you know, your character is. So all kinds of, you know, little nuances and details to remember. For women, it's basically going to be the same, but obvious difference. So let's go over this. I tend to give my female skinnier necks, which results in the head looking bigger. Female hair could be its own separate video. There's so much to cover with that. So start with your skeletal shape. Got the ribs, shoulder, the butt actually kind of starts like higher up, I think, than it would on the guys. And then remember, if you got that, and you got the boobs right there. That's basically that. More. Head, skinny neck. Just makes the character, whoever you're drawing, look more feminine with a skinnier neck. You got it kind of shaped like that, and then that. And then when it meets the body again, you're going to have that lower line kind of curved with the torso, whichever way it's curving. That will vary based on, your perspective and angle you're looking at the body. But so that lower ab line is kind of like that. And then the booty and legs. Some abs going on there. Ribs. Probably don't want to detail all the ribs. That'll make her look like freaking skeleton. Probably don't want that. Boom. And there you go. There's a lot of differences right there. The differences between the male and female anatomy. So make sure you're studying, learning your anatomical anatomy, and then making it dynamic, inserting what you think should be and what you want to see. So that is it. Thank you. Appreciate you guys being here. Make sure you subscribe, like the video, and ring that bell for more content. Appreciate it.